It's a very special edition of the Offload this week, Oscar.
Why is it special, Liam? Tell me.
It's State of Origin Game 2.
When?
And I think you and every person in your state is a pack of dogs.
Yep.
Let's start.
You mean we got that dog in us?
No, not at all. I think you're a pack of dogs. I can't stand all of you. Let's talk about the deciding factors of your Blues.
Yep.
How are they going to have a chance of beating my Maroons?
Oh, yeah, everyone's a chance, aren't they, in a two-horse race? I think we learnt some things about how the Blues are going to play in this one from game one. Obviously, a few different game plans got thrown out the window with that early sin binning to Joseph Swilly, but I think we learnt that the Blues are going to work out of their own end pretty cleanly, quite simply. They use their productive outside backs to carry well off kick returns. Tedesco was there in game one. Dylan Edwards can do a similar thing this Wednesday night. And then obviously Lomax, Crichton and now Latrell. The Blues, even when playing a man down in game one, they had no trouble working into Queensland territory. Very one out, strong carries with those outside backs, and then even working up around halfway, the width of Reece Robson's passes were allowing guys like Angus Crichton and Liam Martin to get over the advantage line and really generate some metres. So I think he was quite impressed with how the Blues were able to actually work downfield despite being a man down. I think we'll see more of that again this week, but they've added a few more options or genuine avenues to the try line once they get into good field position. The leg speed of guys like Cameron Murray and Connor Watson, Isaiah Yeo through the middle of the field, and then the ball playing and Mitchell Moses' ability to create ahead of time. I think it gives New South Wales a few more genuine scoring opportunities this time around. They profile well to use the ball a little bit more, playing edge to edge. Guys I mentioned like Watson and Murray can be ball players and get into that pivot position, one off the ruck, and distribute just as comfortably as they can use their leg speed to get in between defenders and generate some ruck speed. So, yeah, I think they've profiled well to do all the things they did in game one, but just better this time around. And then, of course, we've spoken enough about Latrell Mitchell and his target in good ball for New South Wales on that left edge.
So provided they all tidy up their tackle technique and all 13 New South Welshmen stay on the field, who do you like in the anytime try scorer market?
Yeah, I think Trell Mitt is good value, just given how Queensland have defended on that right edge. The spaces between Val and Daly have been targeted before. I think Latrell Mitchell's a good anytime option, and then Zach Lomax I don't mind as well, just given that aerial target. We saw him score one in game one. I think Moses can build towards kicks like that a little more often this week.
Zach Lomax is the favourite in that market at $2.25, and Latrell is $2.65. Let's jump north of the Tweed, my preferred side of the border. You reckon Queensland's long kicking game might be one of the deciding factors this week?
Yeah, I think it was probably a difference in game one as well. Daly had that hold my beer moment after Nico tried to slot a 40-20 and 2 or 3 tackles later, Daly sends it down the left touchline and gets it in, an inch inside the 20-metre line there. Daly's made a habit out of changing games and swinging momentum with his boot. He finds the grass really, really well. Queensland also have genuine kicking options across the park. Reece Walsh has got a really long boot for a small guy. Tommy Dearden's a good kicker. Ben Hunt and Harry Grant can both kick out of dummy half. So in terms of usually in Origin, we're seeing a really defensive-minded, grindy sort of game, very much end-to-end. And I think Queensland, not only have they made a habit out of doing that in previous series, but they've got the squad this week to kick to the corners and really embrace the grind.
Speaking of that sort of play style, Bill's kind of changed the makeup of the team a little bit this week, bringing in Capewell and Kafusi, two boys that you don't normally really notice on the field, but they're two blokes that get through a massive amount of shit work for Queensland and their club teams.
Yeah, and I think reading between the lines of those selections as well, replacing guys like Cobbo and Hopgood with those defensive workers, it speaks volumes about the style of footy Billy wants to play. He's happy to grind out a win in this one.
So let's talk about two more boys that get through a bucket load of work here for the Maroons. Ben Hunt, Harry Grant, our two star hookers.
Yeah. The best 1-2 punch in the game, probably, around the ruck.
We might never see two hookers like that again. How are they going to be big deciding factors for the Maroons.
Yeah, we saw them take their opportunities to run a lot in game one. Harry Grant in particular loves to follow the third man out of the tackle. So if there's a guy peeling late off the tackle and retreating down a short side, Harry's going to run at him 10 times out of 10. He's creating or taking cheap meters for his team, as did Ben Hunt at times when he was on the field. But they're also folding the line in towards the ball a lot more. And in good ball, Harry's ability to hit different ball runners around him, one off the ruck, consistently compresses the line, and then he's looking to shift it to put Daly Cherry-Evans into a little bit of space on the edge. Jeremiah Nanai almost scored with Queensland doing exactly that in game one. So, yeah, I think not only are they touching the ball more than any other players on the field, but Hunt and Grant, their ability to take quick play the balls and generate scoring opportunities for the Maroons, I think that's going to be a big deciding factor this week.
More on the Maroons kicking game, the batting back of kicks and good balls. We've got some incredible aerial threats in Nanai, Xavier Coates, how long you can get up with the best of them. Talk to me more about that, the idea of batting back those kicks and good ball.
There's been one try off a batted back kick in every series going back 2 or 3 years now. You almost scored one in game one doing exactly that. Xavier Coates batted it back for Val Holmes, and it was just it was deemed a knock on. It's so hard to defend. Like you said, Queensland have genuine aerial targets on either edge, particularly on that right side. I think kicking over the top of Latrell Mitchell and Brian To'o, that'll be a spot for Queensland to target. So, yeah, for that reason, I think Val Holmes, in that action we saw from game one, is really good value for Queensland to score anytime.
Could be some of the best aerial work we've ever seen at the MCG. Let's jump across to the Maroons in that anytime try scorer market. Is a bloke like Nanai where you're looking then, or who's
Yeah, the spaces on that right edge. Val, as I said, Nanai's a good option as well. He got over the top of Tedesco and came down with the ball in game one also.
Anyone can get over the top of Teddy, can't they?
Well, Dylan Edwards is there this week, so we'll see. I like either of those two guys or over the far side of the field. I think Hammer, his strike rate speaks for himself at the moment.
Yeah. So just going over those for you punters, Xavier Coates, $2.30, Hammer So $2.65. Val Holmes, $3.45, which looks value to me.
Great value for Val.
And then Jeremiah Nanai, $3.75. All right. Let's jump across to the girls who play in Townsville on Thursday night.
Yeah, we get 2 Origin games this week, which is unreal. First time ever we'll see a series decider for the women's as well.
And, the New South Wales are the favourites heading into Rugby League Heartland, Townsville.
The cultural hub of Queensland.
Who's celebrating at the Mad Cow on Thursday night?
Yeah, look, I think the Sky Blues were, I'm not going to say unlucky to lose game 2. I think it was credit to Queensland doing something that they've made a habit out of doing in the Origin arena, which is putting themselves in a position to win the game in the last 5 or 10 minutes, and a clutch player coming up with the clutch play. In Newcastle a few weeks ago, that was Lauren Brown, who slotted a field goal to give Queensland the win. The Maroons changed a few things from game 1 into game 2, which allowed them to win it. Ali Brigginshaw playing back at halfback, getting her hands on the ball, whereas she'd played at lock in game 1. And then the elevated role of Lauren Brown and Emma Manzelman coming out of dummy half for the Maroons. A lot of genuine ball players and a lot of speed around the ruck, which caused some issues for the Blues. That being said, I do think the Sky Blues are deserving favourites at $1.70, and I'm on that price. I think 1 to 12 is probably also a good look if you're a New South Wales fan. Isabel Kelly on the left edge, the captain for the Sky Blues. She's run for about 200 metres in every game so far this series, but is yet to cross the line. I like her at about $3. And Tamika Upton, as always, will be a good try scorer tip for the Maroons at $2.35.
Very nice. So are you obviously predicting 2 New South Wales wins this week?
This week, yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh. It sounds like I'm being biased, but I do think both of those squads profile well to get the win this
Punters,
week.
This could be the week not to listen to Oscar. I think he's got that horribly wrong. Look, really looking forward to this week. Yep. I hate your guts, and I can't wait to see you next week.
A few days,
yeah, we'll have a cuddle later.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.